A resume has the power to get you an interview in the dream company that you've always been dreaming about. A big hello everyone. I am Nishu Tripathi. I'm a recruitment specialist and mentor. As the managing partner of Quest for Crest Recruitments, it is my daily job to ensure the right candidates meet the right organizations. I go through hundreds of resumes every day. And each day that I go through these resumes, I realize those minor mistakes that job seekers make in their resumes. This was just the right opportunity for me to make this video and put across to you those few points which are very important points for you to ensure you get your interview in your dream organization. In this video, I am going to cover for you the most important 4 points. The first thing, what is a resume and the importance of the resume? The second thing, how exactly can you write a powerhouse resume? The third thing, what are the types of resumes based on your profile? What should be the right type that you should pick? And last but not the least, I will cover the documents that you should carry when you're going for an interview. Let's start with what exactly is a resume, what is the importance of a resume, and how can you actually make an ideal perfect resume. Remember that your resume can actually grab the attention of the recruiter, or it may actually land up rejecting your candidature altogether. Hence, it is very important that your key skills, your responsibilities, your special accomplishments are mentioned clearly on the resume. There is one important miss that I see as a recruiter that candidates make. You must ask for a job description of the particular job that you are applying for in the organization. Whether it's your consultant, whether it's the HR of the organization directly, make sure you're asking for the JD. Based on that, make sure you are editing your resume. You are highlighting your key skills, responsibilities, and achievements based on the job description of the company that you have received. I'm not telling you here to lie. I am just telling you to highlight the key points. Think from the perspective of the recruiter of the organization. As a recruiter of the organization, I would shortlist resumes based on key skills which are written in the job description. If those key skills are mentioned on your resume is shortlisted, else rejected. Hence, now you see the importance of why you should edit your resume each and every time that you are applying for an organization. I cannot highlight the importance of editing your resume before you apply to any job more than this, because this is really the key for your resume getting accepted or rejected. Let me take an example and explain this to you. For example, an FMCG brand is looking at a sales manager. The sales manager's job will be to make sure he is maintaining good relationship with the dealers and wholesalers in the market, and hence ensuring effective sales. If you are applying for this particular position, you not only need to highlight your selling skills, but you also need to highlight that you have a good relationship with the existing retailers and wholesalers in the market. This will actually land up your resume getting shortlisted. Let us now move to how exactly will you write your resume. Some pointers that you should keep in mind while you're writing your resume. The first thing, use a format which is simple, clear, concise. When you search a little bit on the net, you will see a lot of formats and types of formats of making a resume. Use a simple Arial Times New Roman font, 11 or 12 size maximum, not more than that. Try not to put too much of information into your resume which is unnecessary. But make sure you're highlighting your achievements. Make sure you're highlighting your key skills. I will also in this video cover the formats and the types of resumes and which could be your ideal format for your particular profile. But before that, I would like to emphasize that you have to remember to highlight your key skills, your accomplishments based on what the company is looking at. Make sure you're matching their requirement, and that is the key to your resume getting shortlisted. Two more very important points that you should keep in mind. First and foremost, remember to have a professional summary which is at the top of your resume. This professional summary will give a little introduction about yourself and will specifically talk about your key achievements. Those key achievements should be in line with the job that you are applying for. Second thing, make sure you highlight your skills in a separate section on the resume. From my experience of seeing resumes getting shortlisted and rejected, if there is one important thing that I can tell you is the resumes which do not highlight their skills and achievements have a much lesser chance of getting shortlisted. So make sure this is done in your resume. Also, last but not the least, make sure you proofread your resume. The most unfortunate thing that can be on your resume is typographical errors, spelling mistakes, etc. Make sure you show it to an expert who can ensure that your resume is completely free of errors. Once your resume is ready, you have shown it to somebody, you have got a proofread done, and you're very sure you can now apply for that particular job, make sure you also add a cover letter to your resume when you are applying to the organization. I have made a separate video on how you can write a cover letter to your resume. Do have a look at that as well. Let us now move to the next section, types of resumes. There are three major formats of resumes which you as a job seeker can use. Now, which format should be used by which job seeker is what I'm going to tell you now. This is based on your experience, expertise, and skills. Let us start with the first type of format, the chronological resume. Now, when should you use a chronological resume? If you are somebody who has relevant experience, a minimum of 4 to 5 years experience, if you are somebody who does not have gaps in his career and has a long list of experiences to mention, you should use the chronological resume. As the name mentions, a chronological resume will talk about your experience in a chronological format. Your latest experience first, then the experience before that, and so on and so forth. In this resume, your experience is what is focused at. If you are a fresher, fresh out of college, you obviously cannot use this resume format because there is no experience and expertise that you can showcase here right now. In a chronological resume, you make sure that you are talking about your experience in a reverse chronological format, which I just mentioned. Your latest experience first, and then so on and so forth, your previous experiences step by step. Make sure you're mentioning clearly your years of experience in each experience, your beginning and your end time of that experience. One more tip. If you are somebody with 10 to 15 years of experience and more, you will obviously use the chronological format, but focus more on your recent employments. Your company will be more wanting to focus also on your recent employments than the employments in your earlier phase of your career. The second type of a resume format is called a functional resume. Just as the name suggests, this type of a resume format focuses more on your skills and abilities than on your experience. If you are a fresher, fresh out of college as well, you should use the functional type of resume. This functional resume format can also be used in case you have a lot of gaps in your employment. You could be somebody who had taken a sabbatical for some reason, due to an illness, due to family, due to marriage, due to a child, whatever is the reason. If you have gaps in your employment history, use the functional type of resume. And while making this functional resume, you will focus on your key skills, your abilities, and how you are a perfect fit for that particular job profile that you are applying for. Here, we don't focus on your experience, but we focus on your skills. This format of a resume can also be used by individuals who are actually changing their career path. If you are shifting your industries or completely shifting what you were previously doing, this is the type of resume that you will make. Because yet again, you will focus on how you would be a right fit. You would focus on your skills here. Now, let's move on to the third type of a resume format, which is called a combination resume. This type of a resume format is the most preferred format. And just as the name suggests, this will not only highlight your key skills, match your key skills to the company and the job that you're applying for, but this will also talk about your experience in a reverse chronological manner. Now that I have mentioned to you about the types of resumes, let me show you each type of a resume. Let's start with the first one, a chronological resume. Now you can see clearly how in this chronological resume format, clearly the focus is on your experiences. This individual's recent experience is focused, and it talks about each and every experience in a reverse chronological manner. Moving on now to the second type, the functional resume. See the format of this resume, and you can see how clearly it mentions and focuses on your key skills and abilities, and does not focus on your experience too much. To the third point, let's see now what a combination resume looks like. A combination resume highlights not only your key skills, it also talks about your experiences in a reverse chronological manner. This now brings us to the last part of this video. What are the documents that you should carry when you're going for your interview? The only document that you should carry is your resume, and make sure you're carrying 2 copies minimum of your resume. This should be very well prepared in advance before your interview. As a recruitment consultant, I see a lot of questions pouring into me asking, what are the documents? What other documents should you carry? Your first interview is not the time for you to carry any other document except your resume. Unless that your interviewer clearly mentions to you that you should be carrying any other document, please do not carry any document except your resume. This now brings me to the end of my video. I hope that you all liked my tips on how you can make a powerhouse resume, the types of your resume, and the documents that you should carry when you're going for an interview. Once again, this is Nishu Tripathi. I'm a recruitment specialist and mentor. I would love to see you following my channel. Do subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up if you liked whatever I mentioned. I will keep posting such videos, and I will keep seeing you around. Bye-bye.